Hey, this is Jillian Johnsrud. Thank you so much for making it through the lessons. Thank you for arriving at this last one. This is the parting thought that I want to leave you with, that there are two things that we need to optimize in this journey. The first, which we dealt with in the last video, is getting started. The most important step is to get started. But the second thing that I think we need to optimize for is not stopping. Not giving up, not setting ourselves up to get so discouraged that we take our ball and go home and don't make any more progress in our life and on the things that really matter to us. Kind of going back to that video of there's a really small circle, and the goal is just to keep helping the circle get bigger and bigger and taking those little risks and growing and learning and letting your life expand a little bit. So with this idea of not giving up, optimizing for staying in the game, I want to leave you with this last lesson. And it's the idea that there's things we could do, there's things that we should do, and there's things that we want to do. And the problem is, instead of us making three clear, distinct lists, oftentimes we get them all jumbled up in our head. Well, I could do this, but I probably should do that. I kind of want to do this, but there's this thing over here, like I've been meaning to do it. I really should get to that. And instead of looking at them really clearly, so I want you to make a long list of all the things that you could do. But there's also, these are the things you're capable of doing, kind of like the superpower exercise. And then there's the list of things that we should do. And maybe this is something you need to get around to. It seems important. Someone else thinks it's important. Your parents think it's important. Wherever you've gathered this list of should things, it's stuff that worked for someone else. Or it might even be things that are true. You just don't want to do. Like, I know sugar's not great for me. Like, added sugar, I probably shouldn't eat it. I should just give it up. And yet, I haven't. And then there's things that we want to do. Here's the trouble. We mix all of these things up, and sometimes we don't even include the things that we want to do. But I propose that we make the most progress on things that we want to do. For example, the number of books I could read is very long. I'm a capable reader. There's probably 1,000 books out in the world I could read. The number of books I should read is also very long. Books that I've known about for a long time, books other people told me I should read, books that other smart people read. It's a very long list. And if there's a book that I should read, I could. It takes me, those books, if I crack the cover, I could probably get through it in 4 weeks or 6 weeks. If I really used up a lot of my energy and determination, I could power through that book. Books I want to read, those take me about 3 days. I literally read them 10 times faster. But not only that, do I read them faster, but I absorb them more. I think about them, I reflect upon them, I apply it to my life because I want to read that book. I think we make a lot more progress on things that we want to do. And here's the thing, I want you to list out, look at that stuff, look at all of your work and say, okay, I've got all this now. What do I really want to do? And in that list, you might have 20 things of things you really want to do. Now here's the thing, not all of it's viable, not all of it you should do right now, not all of it's going to even work out or is a good idea. But if you list out 20 things, that looks like 26, there's probably 3 that are viable, that are a good idea, that you legitimately want to do. So if you're having trouble starting, if you're having trouble optimizing for not quitting, look in your want list first, because it's not self-indulgent to do things that you want. It's not selfish or foolish. I think we just make a lot more progress there. It might even seem like the same amount of work as things we should do. Like a book is a book to read, right? We got 200 pages either way, but this feels lighter. It feels easier because we want to do it. I hope that helps. And I'm so excited that you've gone through this process. I hope that you do each lesson. I hope you go back and continue to refine it. And I hope that next step becomes clear. I think that most of our growth and most of our progress isn't just made with ideas. We start with ideas, we start with inspiration, but most of that gets puzzled out in the context of conversations, of relationships, of people pushing and helping and clarifying with each other. So I hope that you, whether it's through retreats or conferences or workshops or mentoring or masterminds or however you gather people together, don't just do this alone by yourself and then stick it in a drawer. Keep puzzling this out with other people. Keep making progress in community, because I think that's where the magic happens. I hope your next step's clear. I'll try to have some resources for whatever all of your planning pointed in your direction. If you need anything, let me know, and I'll try to get you, help you figure out what that next step is for you. Thank you guys so much for doing this and being part of it. I am so excited to hear what the next chapter holds for you.